All right, folks. This is Sherman Ray, this is Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's hope this works. Let's get this show started, shall we? All right. Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray. This is Livin in Vegas podcast. Come to you Monday through Friday. Talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, the events shape the city of Las Vegas. And I want to, folks, let you know we're actually on location right now. I've had a lot of things to do today, so I figured, you know what? I'm going to be at church today anyway, so let's just do it in our church auditorium so I can get everything done in one day. So, guys, get this out. We're in a house of worship today. I want to welcome everybody to the show today. You're watching us, maybe you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube. And I want to encourage you, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to click this little subscribe button right there and check us out. I mean, really, this is going to be fun. I'm looking really forward to today. It's been a real busy weekend, super busy weekend, and my weekend hasn't even stopped. It just continued on. And hopefully you got a chance to watch some sports this weekend, if you know what I mean. Come on, baby. I know I did. I watched a lot of sports this weekend. And we're going to talk about that today, talk about life is beautiful, and all kinds of other things. But before we get started, I want to welcome all my friends on Facebook. And unfortunately, I'm not even able to see you on Facebook. What I'll do is I got my phone here. And so what I'll do is I'll go around to my Facebook pages here and see if we're on there. And I'll try to keep up with you folks. I really will. I'm going to do as best I can to keep up with everybody. And we'll see what if we're up on any feeds or anything like that, okay? If you saw what I'm looking at right now, you would go, oh my gosh, Sherman, I can't believe you're working like that. And because it's very makeshift. And let's see if I can. We're gonna go to pages, and I'm gonna see if we're actually even up on pages. Looks like we are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I can actually see you on pages, and I'll kind of bounce back and forth to see if I can see any of our pages where people might be at watching us. And thank you so much. Even if you want to say something to me, because I only have one computer in front of me today, but I'll do what I can to check this out. And yeah, it looks like we're up. So good. Hopefully you had a great weekend. I know I did. Let's do this really quick. I want to just remind you folks that that Livin in Vegas magazine is up. It's right now. You can go to our website, and I can barely see anything that's in front of me here, folks. So you'll have to really excuse me if I don't get to some of the graphics that we normally get to, because it's really hard for me to see early in the morning. Okay, there it is. So if you want to check out some of our stuff that's going on in Livin in Vegas magazine, definitely check us out on Livin in Vegas magazine. And you know what I ought to do? For Livin Weekly magazine, which is going to be up today, we actually had to preempt that magazine this week because of a story we're going to do in just a second, and it'll all, many of you who've been watching us for a long time know why. We might have to preempt something because of some information that we knew was going to happen, and I'm going to explain to you in just a second, folks. I'm really trying not to be cryptic about it, but I'm so excited about it. It's ridiculous. Let's see, where else are we at? Okay, so we're on this page, we're on that page. And I'm just checking around Facebook. So if you have anything you want to say on Facebook, definitely let me know. I will try to answer any question that you might have if you're on any of our pages and you're just checking us out. And it looks like we're up. It looks like we're up all over the place, which is great. So this is pretty cool. One more page. Let me check one more page. And yep, it looks like we're up all over the place, which is great. And thank you so much for everybody being just very I don't know, what would you call it, patient with us, which is great. So we're excited about that. Let's pay a real quick bill. Let me mention one more thing. Nathan Hale Hall, excuse me, who's on the front of Livin in Vegas magazine. Thank you so much for you being such a steadfast sponsor of the show. And you've done such a stellar job. You really have. I'm very excited about being our cooperation and our friendship that we've had for quite a while now. And if you, as a business owner, or you as a sponsor, somebody wants to get your word out about your business, contact us at livininvegas.com. Okay, just contact us at livininvegas.com, and we'll try to get you on the magazine and stuff like that. So let's do this real quick. Let's pay a real quick bill. We'll be back with Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray. We'll see you in a minute. Hi everybody, it's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, that's very cool. So I'm So I'm looking at other pages and stuff like that, and just trying to check out kind of. Just, you have to continue to just make sure that you see all these things. So I'm getting messages here on my phone too. So I don't want to preempt the show here. All right, so let's talk about first things first. Okay, yesterday, many of you watched this, and I hope you got a chance to watch the Aces play yesterday. The Las Vegas Aces. Really dark over here, so I'm going to try to get a light in maybe the next break or something like that. The Las Vegas Aces played yesterday, and they were playing for all the marbles. They were the number one seed for the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association, and they were the number one seed. They won the first game. They won the second game against the Connecticut Sun, and it looked like they were going to just sweep them out of the arena. Connecticut won the third game, and now we're in the fourth game. And I'll tell you, on pins and needles, just pins and needles, because Connecticut's a bigger team, not a better team, just a bigger team. And the Aces had to do everything they could to make sure they won this game. And folks, yes, that's true. As we predicted, the Las Vegas Aces are the WNBA champions of the world. Thank you so much. Thank you. We predicted this, folks. We predicted this last year. We did. And I stuck my neck out there and I told everybody, I said, look, guys, this team has what it takes. They got the stuff to win the championship. And with the right coaching, there was absolutely no way they could not win this championship. They started out the season on fire, just simply on fire. I think they won like their first 13 games in a row. I mean, and the thing about the Aces is that not only were they winning games, but they were scoring, they averaged, I think, 109 points a game. Boing, really? Yeah. So put this into perspective. And most WNBA teams score about 70 points, 76-ish. Okay. The Aces 109 points average. Okay, I'm pretty close to that. Okay, don't quote me on that, but it's really close. They're over 100 points per game. They're a high-scoring team. They're an undersized team, which means that we don't have a 7-footer at center. We don't have 6'10" at center. A lot of the other teams do. What's her name? Jaquana Wilson. Forgot her name now. Love her. She's so funny. Just you probably see her on all the commercials. She is the center for the the Connecticut Sun. She's like a beast. I mean, she's big. I mean, it's not like she's just tall, but she's tall and big too for a girl, or for a woman. I shouldn't say a girl. She's a woman. And our tallest player. Let me do this here, folks. We're going to talk about this whole. So, folks, get ready for it. You're going to hear about this for at least a good period of time, because you know what? The ESPN never gave the Las Vegas Aces the love that they deserve. I've not seen it anywhere yet. We're going to give them the love that they deserve, because they're fantastic. They're just a fantastic team. How tall? My question here is, here, I'll do it. How tall is A'ja Wilson? And they need to spell her name right, because this is just wrong. A'ja. There we go. So for some reason my phone is working really slow today. But A'ja Wilson. So guess how tall A'ja Wilson is? 6'5". 6'5"? Are you kidding me? She's our center. Our center is 6'5". That's how undersized we are, folks. We're just an undersized team. And so Liz Cambage, who used to be on the Aces, and she probably is really kicking herself now. I love Liz. And I mentioned this before. Liz Cambage played for the Aces last season. She was our center. 6'9" and a beast. Just a beast. And she decided she wanted to go someplace else. She wanted to make more money. And she did not, I don't think she really believed that the Aces could win the championship the way they did. And they did. And Kelsey Plum, 5'8". Okay, so she's just a little bit, we're about the same size. Okay, so I'm close to 5'8". Well, I'm closer to 5'5" than 5'8", but I'm closer to 5'8" than I am to 6'5". Okay. I know. Chelsea Gray is only 5'11". She's not even 6 foot tall yet. Folks, we are very undersized. Of course, our Becky Hammond, who was our coach, who played in the WNBA and won a championship in the WA, is the highest paid coach in the WNBA, 5'6". This is amazing. Who else? Come on, give me De'Erica Hamby is only 6'3". So my grandson, who just graduated high school, is as tall than most of the players on the Aces. Gosh, it's just amazing. So anyways, very, very cool. So they won yesterday in convincing style. This was a very close game. It really was, but it was more close on a scoring level than it was on an emotional level. On an emotional level, the Connecticut Suns were in desperation mode. Desperation. So their emotional level of the game was just off the charts. Off the charts. They just thought that they were going to win this game. And if they lost the game, which they did, they knew they were going home. So you had to, this was a must-win for the Connecticut Sun to send it back here to Las Vegas, where the Las Vegas Aces most likely would have just won the game anyways. Let's do this. Let's pay another bill here real quick. We'll come back. We'll talk about some other things too. But I just definitely want to give the Las Vegas Aces some love. This is Sherman Ray for the Livin in Vegas podcast. We'll be back in just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Wow. This is, so many of you know that we are, we're doing a lot of things here at the media company, for S-Ray Media Company. And one of the newest things that we're doing, folks, I'm really excited about this, I've got to make mention of this, is we're starting a Christian broadcasting network, and it's called Livin Network. And I know I've got the logo for that, don't I? Yeah, I think I do. Let's see if we can bring this up. Okay, let's see if I can bring this up. Oh, let's do this. Here, I'm going to get rid of the one logo and then bring up the other logo. Okay, here it goes. There it is. So it's called the Livin Network, and I'm really excited about that, folks, where we're going to be talking to Christian leaders and pastors and music, all the cool things that are associated with the Christian community. So really want to let you know about that. And if you would like to be a part of that or anything that's going on here at S-Ray Media, just contact me at info@sraymediagroup.com. That's info@sraymediagroup. That's for Sherman Ray. sraymediagroup.com, and you can hear all about it. So the Livin Network is really exciting to be a part of. Right now we've got nothing but rave reviews about it. Everybody we've talked to so far has said, hey, yes, we want to be a part of it. So very excited about that. But today, let's talk a little bit more about what's going on in Las Vegas, because we're living in Vegas. Many of you watched the game yesterday between the Aces, which we've been talking about for the better part of most of the show. But yesterday also, the Raiders played yesterday. So the Raiders played yesterday, and so here's the funny thing about it, is Mark Davis, who's the owner of the Raiders, also the owner of the Aces. Guess what game he was at yesterday? Yeah, he was at the Aces game. He was in Connecticut. He wasn't even here for the home opener. He wasn't even here for the home opener for the Raiders. And it's not that he didn't love the Raiders. Okay, he's the Davis family. Those guys live. They are the Raiders. It comes out of their veins. Okay, but here's the deal: the home opener for your team, or the championship for your team, you're going for the championship. Okay, and so that's what he did. He came out for the championship, and he bet right, and he could see him on the sideline, or when they did the post game thing, and they were holding up the trophy. Got the thing up, and he's just excited with his red hair, and so stinking cool. Just so stinking cool. The Raiders lost yesterday in overtime. Oh, what a heartbreaker. What are you going to do? They were ahead like 20-0 at the halftime. It was just a blowout against the Cardinals yesterday. And then, unfortunately what happens is, and this is what Josh Daniels said. Josh Daniels, the new coach of the Raiders, former assistant coach under the man over with the Patriots. He said that we have to learn how to handle a lead. We need to learn how to manage a lead, which means, you know what? You don't take your foot off the pedal. Okay, when you're beating another team, you beat them. You beat them bad. No, you don't just beat them. You beat them badly. Okay, and because if you don't, guess what? You're going to let them back in the game, and it doesn't take much in the professional ranks for you to let another team in and them get momentum, and that's what happened. And they lost, unfortunately, for what was the guy's name? Oh gosh, my favorite receiver too. Name slips me right now. Or slot back for the Raiders. Okay, I forgot the guy's name. So he unfortunately fumbled twice in the final quarter, and then for the game-winning fumble that was picked up for a recovery and ran back for a touchdown. Um, he lost it, and unfortunately, it happens. It just happened. Is it the end of the world? No. Does it make it really difficult for the division title and that kind of stuff? Yes. We play for the AFC. I think we're the AFC West. We are in one of the toughest divisions. We really are. And so it's going to be very tough if we do not win, if we don't start winning like right now. And no more losses until at least until the mid-season. That we can lose one then, but we cannot lose another game between now and then. There's just absolutely no way. So let's take a look at a story. Can we take a look? I'm gonna minimize this really quick here. You guys can't see this. I can see this. I don't think you guys can see this anyways. Let me make sure. No, we're still in. So the tourists, folks, are having a problem. They're having a problem with the skyrocketing hotel room rates. And this is a story out of the, I think this was Channel 8 News put this up. So thank you for sharing this. Las Vegas kicks off another massive weekend of events. Looks like an uptick in tourism and is driving prices upward for everyone. It's easy to see Friday that the city was packed, as popular as ever, and with thousands of people heading to town. The problem is that it's getting really expensive here in Las Vegas. It's just not a little bit expensive, it's really expensive. Las Vegas, unlike a lot of places, makes all of its money on gambling. So we weren't really like, hey, let's make money on rooms, until they figured out, hey, we can make money on rooms too. And unfortunately for tourists who come into the, I'm just checking my feed here, folks. Tourists who come into the city don't expect to pay New York prices for room reservations and rooms. We just don't expect that. As a matter of fact, we put out an article, oh gosh, when was it? It was, oops, sorry. Oh, let me turn off the sound here. Here we go. We did an article which was about a couple months ago about cheap room reservations, cheap room rates. And you can actually get a room in Las Vegas for about $19 a night. Okay, it's during the week, but you can still get it. Well, those still, I believe you can still get those room reservations, those room rates. The problem is that when we have big events and you can command pretty high rates, the people are getting greedy. Case in point, the UFC. Okay, so the UFC had a fight this weekend, or the weekend before, and this was interesting. They had one of the people who does who they do commentary for it. They said the cheap seats were $700. Are you out of your mind? $700 for a cheap seat to watch a UFC fight? Okay, and guess what? People paid it, but will they do it again? So that's something we really got to start being more thoughtful about. Is, are people going to continue to pay these high rates? Is Las Vegas getting to the point where we're outpricing ourselves? Are we outpricing the market? Are we overpricing? Are we getting to the point where people cannot afford to even come in for entertainment? So the big thing in Las Vegas is the gambling. Okay, that's really the biggest thing. But now that we're doing sports, and this is my fear for the Aces, okay, I just want to say this from the bottom of my heart, please. The new owner of the Aces is the current owner of the Raiders. Raiders have been a part of American history forever. They're used to high prices for stuff. They're used to, people paying for legacy tickets, that kind of stuff. The Aces, originally with Utah, then they went to San Antonio, now they're here in Las Vegas, couldn't give away tickets when they first started here. I know. I was one of those people who used to go to those games. That's why I'm so high on the Aces, because I wanted to help be a part of that group of people that wasn't, as John Ralston said, a bandwagon person. My wife has one of the jerseys from 2018. That's 5 years ago, of the Aces. One of the guards that is gone now. She's probably doing whatever she's doing now. When I used to watch the Aces games and go to the games, they were like $10. You could pay $100 for a season ticket, and the girls were just so appreciative of, yay, 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 doing all this stuff, and great. Okay, are they underpriced? You better believe they're way underpriced. But now that they won a WNBA championship, I can almost guarantee you, mark my words right now, okay? The cheapest ticket right now for the Aces, I believe, was under $20. Still under $20, okay? Even for the championship. I can almost guarantee you for a regular season game that you're never going to be able to touch that price again. No. They're going to jack up the price on that to a place where I don't think they're going to really, I think they're going to outprice the market. I just do. That's just, okay. All right, so that's, and the same thing with the rooms in Las Vegas. We're getting to a point where we're going to say, hey, look, are we showing that we appreciate the market, or are we just saying, hey, we're just going to stick it to it? Just saying. That's my way of saying that. What time we got? Oh, shoot, we're out of time. Okay. Anyways, thank you all for being a part of the show today, folks. We look for Livin in Vegas, or Livin Weekly magazine. It will be out today. We're going to work on that today. I'm very excited about it. And we're going to, yes, I'm going to pat myself on the back the whole time in the magazine about how we prophesied, we forecasted, I should get a turban that said we knew that the Aces were going to win the championship way before anybody else did. And we're not bandwagon folks. We are cheerleaders, okay? So anyways, this is Sherman Ray for the Livin in Vegas podcast. Thank you all for being a part of the show today, folks, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of Livin in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of cool. We'll see you Wednesday for another thrilling show for the Livin in Vegas podcast. See you later. Bye-bye.